Why do you think you need a mentor? So you can put that in your notes. Why do you think you need a mentor? You can put in that picture for me. All right, this picture here, this is July the 5th, 2012. This is the first time I met David. Matter of fact, this is my very first event in the industry of network marketing. Matter of fact, this was the first time that I actually left my country to go to the US. And, at that time, I didn't believe that this particular industry was real. I didn't believe that people were really having this level of results because I wasn't exposed to it. But I want you to write this down. Your mentor is not really there or placed in your life for the good seasons, but they're really placed in your life for when you're going through the dry seasons in your life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
A lot of people like mentorship only when things are going great.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start going through some challenges, you no longer value the mentor as much. At that time, I didn't really know why I needed him. But anytime God is ready to bless you, He will send a person into your life. Yeah. One person. And it's up to you to recognize that person. Yeah. So of course, fast forward to 2022, I'm no longer that person. Because God connected me to a person, and I recognize who He connected me to, I am no longer the same person. Right? I want you to also understand that success takes time as well. As much as success loves speed, it does take time. Because that picture was how long ago? 10 years. Basically 10 years. Next month, the 5th will make it 10 years. Doesn't mean it has to take that long for you to become, get to the desired income you want, but the success still takes time. Right? When people meet me today, I ask them, hey, how long have you been doing it? And they tell me, 1 year. I said, great. Enjoy the journey. I just met a young guy. He started the industry when he was 16 years old. Right? I think he's 20-something today. I looked at him, and in my spirit, I immediately said, the next 5 years of your life will be the greatest you've ever experienced. Right? But your mentor is really there for you when you need it the most, right? And if you could put up that picture for me, the next picture, right? So the first picture, I was working as an engineer. I had a decent job. I could pay the bills. At that time, I was single, so I was doing decent. But then I got involved in the industry of network marketing. I had a bit of success, and I left my job to go do the business full time. Anybody ever did that? Raise your hand. Right? At that time, when I left my job, I did it prematurely. And I ended up in a situation where I was looking, you can put back up that picture, keep it right there, I want the people to see. So this is me. How do I look? Be honest, how do I look? Huh? There you go. Do I look broke? Oh yeah, I was really broke. This picture right here I was renting somewhere that was too expensive, but I was doing it to look like I was successful rather than being successful. My income dried up, and I was still trying to make it work, right? Believing. But I remember things got so hard, David said, you do not make your authorship ever again without talking to me. Because he didn't know how bad things were. I was making sacrifices in my business, but I was really suffering me eating. Me being able to put food on the table. Being able to provide for my wife. But when I look at that picture, I see determination. Right? And if it wasn't for a conversation I had with David, he said, Gary, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you need to go back and get a job. That's the worst thing that you can hear as a full-time entrepreneur. Yes or yes? Yes. You don't want to hear that. Man, I was upset. I was confused. You know, a bunch of different emotions. Why am I sharing that with you? Sometimes the mentor doesn't give you instructions for you to feel good all the time. Most of the instructions you're going to feel uncomfortable. You can pass it. Thank you. Right? And one of the things that he did, he said, you need to go back and get a job. But then he gave me an audio by a gentleman by the name of Bishop Ivy Hillen. Right? Anybody ever heard that audio before? No. How to eliminate doubt and unbelief? Oh, yeah. That audio is a blessing. So in my lowest moments, my hero was able to give me some instructions that allow me to have a focus. The mind needs three things. The mind needs a hero, which is your coach and your mentor, right? The mind needs a focus, instructions, and the mind needs a focus. Okay? So the mind needs a hero, the mind needs instruction, and it needs a focus. So the hero showed up in my life first. Through the hero, he has been through what I was going through in that picture. Does it make sense? So he was able now to give me instructions. Hey, go get a job. Start making some income again. But then he also helped me to deal with the spiritual side of success. Right? A mentor is not a mentor if he can't give you the same information he's listening to. He gave me the exact same information he was listening to. And I started listening to it. Right? What I noticed a lot about successful people, they will give you the information. And it's up to you to take it and go and apply it. The first picture you saw, he gave me his audio, Conceive, Believe, and Achieve. The second picture, he also gave me something to listen to. Do you actually take the guidance? Do you actually take the books, the audios, and really go study the information? Yeah. Right? When I got Conceive, Believe, and Achieve, I listened to it for 5 months straight. Nothing else. When I got this audio by Bishop Ivy Hillen, I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for that audio, I probably would have quit. For sure. Because with the instruction came the blessing. How many of you know that wealth is stored up in an instruction? Write that down. Don't ever forget it. Right? You can quote me once. That's my own. And then you can use it after. Okay? Wealth is stored up in an instruction. So the instruction that he gave me, he said, hey, listen to this audio. I started listening because now that audio, how to eliminate doubt and unbelief, was speaking to my spirit man. And in doing so, allowed me to weather the storm. I'm talking about not having food, right? How many of you ever went into the fridge several times hoping to find something else in there, knowing there is nothing in there? You open the fridge, close it. Open again, close it. Open again, close it. said, okay, let me just drink some cold water to settle the stomach. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right? The banks are calling me every 2 days. When are you going to pay the arrears on your loan? I had a Mercedes-Benz. I was willing to sell the Mercedes-Benz because things got tough. I was willing to sell the Mercedes-Benz, pay the bank, use the extra change to buy myself something, and then pay rent. Well, I tried to sell the Benz, and then it got stolen. So now I have to pay the installments on the car, and I'm still in my situation. So I'm talking about event after event after event that will cause me to really just give up. But I started listening to this audio by Bishop Ivy Miller, and he had a confession. I want to read it out to you guys real quick. One of the things that you want to do in your lowest moments is that you want to start instructing your mind. If you don't instruct your mind, somebody else will do it for you. Matter of fact, if you don't give it an instruction, it will give you an instruction. Right? So I want to read it out to you because my wife and I, every day, we would read this together. Right? So this is the declaration. I stand in a place of exceptional favor with God and man. I have been given all things pertaining to life and godliness. Okay? For those of you that have different beliefs, don't be offended by this, right? But Jesus became poor so that I can be abundantly supplied. I have exceptional faith to believe in God's willingness to deliver and to manifest every promise. Nothing is too hard or impossible for God. I have an exceptional Father who is willing to give me not only my needs, but my desires, dreams, and wants. I have given the tithe of my increase, and I have sown targeted seeds in abundance for a specific increase. I declare the manifestation of exceptional finances to buy those things my family needs and desires, and to give as my God directs, and to lay up for my future. My eyes are open to discover the hidden riches and opportunities others overlook. My steps are being ordered into a path of abundance and extreme surplus. I have an exceptional future, guaranteed by my Father, who freely gives me the desires of my heart, and therefore I have ultimate confidence in him. Jesus is my righteousness and my peace. Therefore, I am not condemned by my forgiven past sins. So I choose not to worry and receive stress in financial matters. I know I am in a season of wealth transfer, so I can have an exceptional fortitude to resist the fear of lack, as the wealth of the wicked is being transferred to me and righteous others. I have an exceptional focus as I see myself in abundance. I see myself debts cancelled. I see myself enjoying supernatural blessings of the Lord. I declare money comes to me. I declare that, hold on 1 second. I declare that those that are to give to me are free to obey God and to do so quickly. I declare that I am financially blessed beyond measure, more money in my hands than I have had in a long, long time. I wrote this in 2014. You all know, I think this is 2021, David and Benito was having a conversation with some friends and they decided to go live, and he looked up the definition of the word future. Many times you do things and you don't understand why you're doing it. But if you trust the source, everything will make sense. Especially if the source has the results, right? So, isn't it amazing that I spoke these things into existence and now I'm living it? Right? Look, I also had some goals written down. Right? Every goal that's on here, I already smashed it.
Cheers!
The next 7 months will be the most explosive months ever in my business. I will buy a Mini Coupe Countryman cash for my wife.
Wow.
My wife just loves Mini Coopers. You know, in the last 2.5 years, I bought her 2. One payment plan. Right? Every single day, successful men and women are coming into my business. Last 5 years, I've helped countless people to make 6 and 7 figures. Right? The company I was a part of, I'm so happy to know that I'm a Blue Diamond consultant. A Blue Diamond used to make average like 60 to 80K. Right? I can be good. But the future is a period of time following the moment of speaking and writing, time regarded as still to come. We didn't know the definition back then, but we trusted the source. And we implemented exactly what they were telling us. I can tell you, just based on trust alone, once it's a credible source, and you have to verify, right? Once it's a credible source, once you trust the information, everything will make sense. Right? It may not make sense to you immediately, but it eventually will. So, what are the 3 things the mind needs? A hero, instruction, and it needs a focus. Why does the mind need to focus? Well, guess what? The mind replays the past, but it can also pre-play the future. Katrina came up on the stage just now. She said to David and me, she said, I saw this before.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. The mind does time travel.
Yeah.
How many of you know your mind can time travel? The time travel machines that they're building is what the mind does. You just need to learn to harness it. Because of the mentor, I was now able to have a picture, a focus of what is possible. So instead of me focusing on my current circumstances, because I know, is anybody in here going through a low situation financially right now? Anybody? Right? Listen, if you didn't raise your hand, you might be lying. Right? Or you may be doing okay, but you're not where you want to be. Yeah. Right? But let me tell you this. Because of the example, now I had, I said, wow, if I stay close enough, eventually I can get there. If I follow instructions, eventually I will get there. And that's what I did, guys. I'm not that smart, right? I did average in school, but I'm extremely good at following. It takes a tremendous amount of humility to follow. A lot of people want to become leaders, but they are not good at following.
Sheesh!
And if you follow long enough, you will lead. It's not rocket science. So ask yourself, am I humble enough to do it? Right? There's something that I want to share with you. I didn't even plan to talk about this, but there's something called the law of honor. There's also called the law of dishonor. Whatever you sow, you will reap. This has nothing to do with money, actually. You actually want more treasures spiritually than you have physically. How many people you know have a lot of money, but they're still miserable? So Believe Nation is not just about the tangible increase. When we're talking about a supernatural, spiritual